Oh no, I got a hole in my stockings. Guess I'll have to throw them away. No, you don't. Here is how you fix your stockings. Trigger warning, this does involve needles and scissors. So if you don't want to see that, scroll on past. Anyways, so your materials will be some thread, a needle, and a pair of scissors. Ignore the matchbox. And also, this is optional, but you can use some clear nail polish. So, what you're first going to do is thread your needle. Yeah, I already have it threaded. So you're just gonna thread your needle like usual. And by the way, this does require hand stitching. I don't think you can do this type of stitch with a sewing machine. So yeah, that sucks. But no, well, sometimes you gotta give your arms a good workout, you know. Bro, why is my sister so loud? Okay, we'll tie it. Snip off that excess. Make sure it's closed, but make sure you aren't cutting the knot. Okay, then you kind of have to wear your stocking for this. So here I have it on my hand, and I'm gonna try and like stretch it a little bit. And basically, you just want to stitch it normally. Well, not normally. You're doing a ladder stitch. Here's how you would do a ladder stitch. Basically, you go up like this. So you take your needle and you go in, and then back up, kind of like a normal stitch. So like that. And then you actually go to the other side. Make sure they're even. They don't have to be perfectly even, but you want it to be even. Kind of like, you see how it is right now? Where we, first the hole we came out of, we want our second, or our third hole to be even. And, you'll see the reason why it's called ladder stitch, because, see here? Looks just like a ladder. And then you will continue that stitch. So, hold on. Okay, so now that you've got it all threaded up like this, you're just going to pull it, and then, make sure it's a good pull, and boom, it's fixed. Obviously, you still have that yellow dot there, but this could probably be better with, like, black thread, or if you're doing a different color of stockings, similar color thread. And then we're just going to tie a knot like normally, I guess. Like, hold on. Give me a second, I'm kind of bad at threading these. You see, we're going to pull it ever so slightly to where only, like, the last little ladder is showing. Then we're just gonna put our needle through, and then, tie it in a knot again. Oh my gosh, wait, no. Oh, wait, hold on, don't close up yet. I did not thread that well. Hold on. Come back. Stephanie, come back here. Stephanie? Why'd I name my needle Stephanie just now? Holy freaking chud. Holy chud. Bro. Stephanie. Yay. Okay, we got it here. We're just gonna thread it, or take it through the big hole, okay? Again, not in between the two threads. Yeah, see, that's why I recommend using similar color thread, because you're gonna have that little bit out there. Ugh, I'm not really good at tying these off yet. Maybe go to a professional, but, that's just what I do for mine. Anyways, yeah, you can just snip that. And, I have a marker around here somewhere. Like a black marker that I could use. It's probably not with me right now. Sorry, guys. Actually, I have a Sharpie here. We're just gonna color it in with Sharpie. And before you ask how it does in the washer, Sharpie can work in the washer. You just have to make sure to, like, seal it by, like, putting some heat on it. You don't have to use your iron for this. You can just throw a blow dryer on it. There we go. We have it colored. I didn't color it well, but oh well. We can color it later. And then optionally, you can use some clear nail polish. Personally, I like going over the knots and stuff with clear nail polish. You just go over the knots, clear nail polish, maybe even the whole thing. And then, also go over any parts that are, like, kind of starting to rip. But, you want to make sure your tights last a long time, because, you don't want to be constantly spending money on tights. Especially if you go to, like, I don't know, a private school like me, where you might have to wear a skirt sometimes during the hot months or shit. But, yeah, that's it. Yay. Holy. Yay, you did it. Good job.